even before he passed, I always embrace the faith that he would have survived. He would have, beaten the cancer. I'm Kenroy Ramsay, father of the late Joshua Ramsay, died at 9 years of age after 5 years being diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. When he died, after he died really, one of my commitment was to start a foundation in his honor, which the foundation has started and registered, the Joshua Ramsay Pure and Copper Foundation. And the objective of the foundation is to raise awareness of childhood cancers in Jamaica and to offer moral support to those children who are diagnosed with cancer. So it was early 2014. He was 4 years at the time. 3 years. He was very sickly. Flu-like symptoms, fevers, running nose and all of that. And he was treated for pneumonia. He actually did an x-ray and it showed that he had pneumonia. But taking all the antibiotics, for a few months leading up to the last few days in June 2014, he was 4 at that time. We saw like lumps on his skin, lumps coming on his skin, on his legs, his arms. So we, being curious, my wife and I, we took him to the Bustamante Hospital. And when they did a blood test, the blood test showed that his white blood cells were high. And seeing that, along with the lumps that were on his skin, they call them nodes, they assumed then that possibly he had cancer because those, the high white blood cells and the lymph nodes were symptoms of cancer. And then about 2 days after, he did a flow cytometry test at UWI, University Hospital of the West Indies, that actually confirmed that he had acute myeloid leukemia. It was a long and hard fight. He fought for 5 years, 5 full years, from about the 3rd of July 2014, when he was first diagnosed. That same year, about August, he started chemotherapy at the Bustamante Hospital for Children. It took him a while to get into remission. After the first 2 cycles of chemotherapy, during that time we had the outbreak of the chikungunya virus in Jamaica. In late 2016, the December, he became very sickly, same flu-like symptoms again, and going into the new year 2017. And I remember, I think it was January 23rd, when his pediatrician called me because she had requested a blood test. When she called me, she said bad news. I actually was just getting home. I went to his school for a school report, and when she called me, I came out of the car and I answered the phone before I came inside, and she said bad news. And when she said bad news, I figured that he had relapsed, and we had to take him back to the Bustamante Hospital, where the relapse was confirmed. The challenge then is that with the relapse, the recommendation was for him to do a bone marrow transplant, which to date that service is not offered in Jamaica. Whether it's the resources, we're not equipped with those resources or whatever the case is. that service, and I doubt if it's offered in the English-speaking Caribbean. With the transplant, though, what happened is that it took him back to a baby stage. So his immune system was compromised, unfortunately, and with that protocol, he was to redo all immunization from a day one child, all the 6 months, the 1 year, the 18-month shots. He had to redo all of those within a 1 year period. So he started that protocol June 2018. A lot of initiatives in New York that actually contribute as well to me wanting to start the foundation initially. He did a tour with the NYPD department through the Be Positive Foundation. He did a tour with the NYPD department. So he got his badge, Officer Ramsay. He did the swearing-in ceremony. Yeah, right. He got the privilege to go on the horses that they have, to go in the NYPD cars and to drive around in Manhattan. And that was led by Officer Anthony, via the Be Positive Foundation. So those experiences, I said, I want to bring those little experiences as best as possible to show the moral support, to have a volunteer from the foundation who can sit with the child at the child's bedside while the mom go and take a break, or the dad go and take a break, because it's like giving back from our experience really with Joshua while he was going through his journey.